Hello, incredible greetings. Incredible. Oh, I have no eyeliner on. Greetings. Alrighty, let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. How y'all doing on this good old Saturday? Let's see here. Let's go here and all right. Let's go to Facebook and see what did it do. Only me or did it do friends? Okay, so it did do friends. So I will leave that like that, and I will just go to my phone and share it out from 365 Creative Academy. How y'all doing this morning? And I need to keep this open because yesterday I did not know that you guys were leaving comments on my video because they won't let me make it a public video. And when it's not a public video, I cannot see the comments on my StreamYard feed. So I apologize to everyone that was responding yesterday. I was like, today I have to make sure that I keep another feed open so that I can see your comments and things because I couldn't yesterday. And I apologize for that. And not kind of addressing any of the comments that was on that particular post. So let me see something real quick. Okay, I want. Okay, something funky is going on here. All right, but I don't want that one. Okay, so we want this one and this one and this one. Okay, that works. All right, let's go back over here. So I can open up the comments for the Facebook one. Because like I said, I missed most of your comments. Yeah, I missed a lot of comments yesterday. So let me find this video over here. Okay, there we go. Just so that I can make sure that I see your comments. All right, but what's going on? It's not letting me see them. Okay, there we go. See, Laura, hello, watching from California. How art thou? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And see, this is all going to be very weird. Very, 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 very weird trying to look at all of the, I might have to leave this over here. I can't look at this that small. That is Tonichi, and I can't do it. So, Can you move out of the way? I don't want you there. I want you there. Okay, that's much better. That's how I'm going to have to do this because I can't say. Oh my gosh. Like, dude, come on. Like, why is it not? Oh gosh. Okay, there we go, but you're on the wrong side. I need y'all over here doing that same exact thing. All right, there we go. I know, I'm sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. It's crazy. All right. Hi, Sharon. She says, it's been a long time for me. Kim, watching from Ontario. How art thou? Okay, so so much trying to produce your own show. Let's go to Facebook. All right, there we go. Let's share this out. All righty, there we go. I'll share it out and let's get into this. All right, shall we? Okay, so hello. I am Shakia Lavelle, also known as Shakia, the professor of HS Ink 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the absolute best sublimation paper and ink. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees as fast as 30 seconds. No butcher paper required. If you are here and you have ever used our sublimation paper, let me know in the chat how it's been working out for you. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I mean, if you've had some issues with it, if it doesn't work with your particular printer, feel free to let us know. Let me know exactly which printer you are using if you have experienced any issues with our paper. And if you love it, let me know in the chat. All right. So our paper is designed to save you time, money, energy, effort, like for you to be more efficient. Because you don't have to turn your heat press up so high, it's using less energy. Hey, you're saving money because you're able to do it faster. You can get more jobs done or, complete one job and then be able to move on to something else that may not be, heat press related or sublimation related. You don't have to use all of this butcher paper. So it is designed for efficiency. Check it out at shop.hsink365.com. We're also the home of Silaholics Anonymous. That is how I got into this whole teaching online space. And that is by showing you guys what is possible with the Silhouette system, the Silhouette family of machines. I have 7 Cameos, 3 original, which are my babies, the two, which if I could, I would have 15 of the number 2s. I absolutely love that machine. The 3, to know me is to know. I'm not a big fan of the 3. And then I have 2 4s, just 12-inch ones. So 3 originals, a 2, a 3, and 2 4s. I do want to get the 5 at some point, and I said when I get that one, it would be the 15-inch one. I actually missed the sale because I had a whole lot going on, and I am so mad. So hopefully another one comes across because I really don't want to pay full price for it because I don't really need it. But it's great for, what I do and, with teaching Silhouette and things of that nature. I want to convert a couple people over from Cricut to Silhouette, especially if you are a paper crafter that wants to do any type of print and cut, especially larger ones and just have more space. You need a Silhouette. I'm telling you, this is not a sponsored video. I am not endorsed by them. And it fit well there. Yeah, I'm not an affiliate, anything like that. I just love the Silhouette system. It's amazing. It's changed my entire life as far as business because I was cutting everything with these little things right here. Okay. So being able to do large print and cuts, I'm talking print and cuts that end up being like 48 inches tall, 42, 36 inches wide, all with using my Epson printers and 11 by 17 and 12 by 18 paper. OM to the G. It was a game changer for me. So I absolutely love my cameos. And I've been teaching it for over a decade. Well, now I guess it's like over a decade. And just teach you guys how to utilize the system as a standalone graphic designing software, how to utilize the machines and troubleshoot. I've helped so many people troubleshoot through their machines and how it's cutting. Those who are new to vinyl and how to properly use vinyl and HTV and things of that nature. So when I say vinyl, I meant adhesive vinyl. We've done a lot over the past couple of years, and I've been in business for nearly 2 decades, and I teach about business in our Creative Academy. So that's 365 Creative Academy. We have so many classes on creative things, foam board, memorial designs, oversized prints like that, knowing how to properly set that up for things like all over shirts, just like designing, pricing for profit, banners, all sorts of things. Sublimation, of course, we've done sublimation seminars, sublimation boot camps, sublimation summits. So we have a lot available on 365 Creative Academy to help you in your creative journey, whether it's for personal or for professional. If you're wanting to monetize it as a side hustle or build a sustainable business. So that's just a little bit about us here at HS Inc. 365 and how we can help you. So I normally do these live videos. This is how I started. One, just to kind of connect with other crafters and creatives because I was a stay-at-home mom to a lovely kid. And then I became a stay-at-home mom to 2 kids. And I've been needing adult interaction. That's how I got started. But it's turned into this thing where I just love it. And I love coming on, being able to share my experience and my expertise. I've been at this, especially the graphic design part and the creative part, since I was in high school, doing screenplay. I was telling someone last night that I challenged them to put in the chat something, ask me a question or something that they think that I would not know about. And he's like, okay, well, what about screen printing? And I'm like, that's really how I got started. I walked into the graphics class at Barbara Goldman, and there is this screen printing press and the conveyor dryer and all of that, and just learning that part. And I fell in love with making buttons. So that was the first thing that I purchased. It's around here somewhere. A button. Well, here it is right here, to make keychains and buttons. This was literally the first purchase I made, to really make money when I got out of the military. So this thing is 20 years old. This is one of the first things I purchased when I got out of the military. It's my badge a minute button maker. This ish is heavy as crap. And I mean, it's put in some work. This has made its money back 1,000 times over with just this little thing right here. Okay. And I fell in love with, I still have the very first buttons I made when I was in there. It was for my friends group, Flip Mode Toon Squad. And I made all of us little buttons and stuff. So I've been in this for a while, designing for a while. People always ask about different programs. I learned Photoshop, or I learned Adobe products. So Photoshop and Illustrator way back then. So it kind of stuck with me. I did try Corel Draw for a while. I did try Affinity. It's just, maybe if that's your first program that you were introduced to, you can kind of gain a love. And there's some people who live and breathe and die by Affinity. I'm an Adobe girl. I had Corel Draw because, look, I was a broke airman. So I had to get what I had to get, and I got it off of LimeWire. But now that I got a little bit of coins, it's Adobe all the way, okay, for me. I have the suites where I can, go through all of the different programs that Adobe offers. And I come on and I just teach you guys. I answer your questions. Sometimes we have just regular general discussions about business, the ups, the downs, the ins and outs, the ebbs, the flows of business, all of your frustrations, your triumphs. We talk about that in my creative business program. I just want to be the skills that I've been blessed to acquire, to learn, the experiences that I've been blessed to have in business, to be able to break it down to help you guys thrive in your businesses. I just like to come on and share. I keep trying to get away from it. I keep saying I'm not going to do these, and I come back to it because this is one part of what I do that I truly, truly love the most. This is the fulfilling part. Everything else makes the money. I just love doing this. And I'm like, okay, let's try a Saturday because maybe I'll get more people. I know before when I was doing this, like during the pandemic, everyone was home during the daytime. So the chat and things, the question stuff, everyone was trying to figure out how to do this. It was popping. So I don't know if it's just people are at work now or people just aren't as interested as getting into the craft space or the creative space. I don't really call it crafting. It takes a lot. I have to really, my brain has to really work overtime to say crafting. I know that's what you guys call it. When you're looking for instructions and you're looking for things like new videos and things like that, you're looking for the person that says like crafting and craft business. I don't really call it that. I never have. This was like a new, I don't know who coined this term to where what we do is like everything just falls under crafting because that's not how I see it. But I do my best to kind of use it to attract the right folks who want to learn what I have to offer. Okay. So Jess, hey, Jess says, I like the paper, not the rolls of tacky paper. What has been your issue with like what's been going on with the tacky paper for you? The paper is great, no issues and no ink left behind. Hello, Deborah, how are you? And let me come over here. All right. So Quisha, hey. Yeah, see, like I have to come over here to look at comments because it's not showing up on the feed over here. So if I can get you guys, even if you're on and you're like, I just come on just to see, just to hear you and whatever you can teach, whatever I can learn from you. I will say, unlike before where I would come on and I would just kind of pick topics, I don't know. I'm like, what else to kind of show? I don't know if I should go into my arsenal and just repeat old content because I'm not like some of these new people that just kind of got in the game and they're like, well, I'm going to teach because everyone's charging and I don't think you should charge and I'm not going to be a gatekeeper, and they're all new and all this stuff is new to them. So they're doing all these videos. I've done a lot. So I've now like mainly come on and I'm like, I can teach you whatever you want. You just got to let me know what is a hack that you're trying to learn or that you saw, where your frustrations at, what's kind of, giving you a little run for your money and you need a little bit of guidance. So I normally do these sessions where it is like the information that's provided is going to be great, but it's based off of your questions and the things that you need help and assistance with. If you don't have a question, there might be someone. I know that you've made friends in these craft groups and in these craft streets. So tag a friend, share it out. Even if you only let it stay up for a few hours, share it out. That way it helps the algorithm. It lets people know that we are on. Even if you're watching from YouTube, if you hit share, there is a copy link. You can share it directly to Facebook. You can, and there's all these different places that you can share it to. So if you love our content and you want to help us grow, just hit the share button. That's one of the best ways that you can support our platform for free 99. Okay. Is just hitting the share button, giving the video a thumbs up as soon as you come on, giving it a like or a heart if you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, tagging a friend or two. Okay. For some reason, it sticks together, meaning it's not coming off of the roll and it's sticking together. Is that what you mean? Was it like that from the beginning? Did you ever let us know that if you got it and it stuck together? Because it may have been due to some sort of moisture, maybe when it was being delivered or like within their spaces, if moisture got to it, because it is tacky paper. So if there was moisture, yes, the adhesive part of it could attach to the backing of like the other part. But did you ever let us know that you were having an issue? Okay, it was not always like that. Then it was exposed to some sort of moisture. You have to remember that the tacky paper does have an adhesive on it. Like it's dry and it's supposed to be activated when there's heat, but just like any paper, moisture can affect it. Now I came on. I figured Saturday, you guys are home. I did it early enough, or maybe you're not out in the streets yet. Maybe you're working on some things. So I really would like to be able to help you guys out and answer questions. So I come on, like I said, I just come on to help you guys. Someone said, well, it will be better if you're doing something, they'll ask questions. I've done that. And for me personally, I don't feel like I get a lot of questions, even if I am doing something, because I pretty much do the same things. I'm not that person who's like trying to do all the things and do all this new different stuff. I'm a creature of habit. My business is really based around the same couple of things all the time. Like every once in a while, I'll get like a little monkey wrench of like different things. But my business on the creation side of it is pretty standard in the things that that I'm actually advertising that people kind of come to me for. And that's, I don't know if y'all want to just keep seeing print cuts. Even though we sell summation paper, summation actually isn't the biggest part of my business. Yeah, it's not the biggest part of my business. So, do I use white toner? I have experience with it. Do I own a white toner printer? No, it is something that's on my like bucket list of things that I would like to have. And I actually wouldn't use it for shirts though. So, although you can use white toner, a lot of people get it to do shirts. I personally would not be using my white toner printer for shirts. I want to use it to be able to print directly to like colored cardstock. I want to be able to do hard surface transfers, not necessarily for shirts. So I do have some experience with it, but I don't own one. No questions, inquiries, frustrations. I don't want to hold y'all, I want to hold your time hostage. Maybe I'll try again in an hour. All right, let's see. What is it that I'll ask the questions? What is it that you guys do in the creative space? What do you craft? So I ask that. I'll ask, what is your dream machine or like process that you would love to be able to purchase the equipment and the supplies for to do? So we'll ask that question. What's the one, I guess, craft related thing that you may have purchased due to being influenced by a content creator that you regret? So we'll ask that question. Ooh, I'm actually going to probably put these in. I'm going to use Canva and I'm going to create a post asking these questions. Ooh, I just gave my own self an idea. So let's head over to Canva. I have, oh, right there. And I'm going to ask that question. Now, what did I say again? What is your dream piece of equipment to add to your crafting arsenal? I guess I have to do it this way. All right, no questions. Wow. Oh, y'all take the fun out of this. Man. I was so excited about today, and I just knew coming in on a Saturday that there would be all these questions. Man, I just knew it. I just knew there would be a bunch of questions. The heck? Why is she pulling into my driveway like that? Golly. Okay, let's see. I started 3 years ago, but stopped after a couple of months because life things. So now I'm just trying to figure out. I'm doing party decor shirts. Are you trying to figure out what you want to do, doing party decor shirts or whatever, or you're just saying like in general, you're just trying to figure out what to do? Why can't I upgrade my silhouette? Okay, so upgrade the silhouette machine or your like the program? Are you talking about Silhouette Studio? And when you're saying you can't upgrade it, is it the upgrade as in you're trying to install Designer Plus, or business? Or are you meaning you can't update to the newest version? So, because sometimes people will say upgrade, but they really mean update. So you have to give me a little bit more context on what it is that you're trying to do. Okay. I purchased a white toner years ago and it's just sitting here. Are you okay? It definitely should be sitting there. We need to figure out some things to do with that. So I'm going to come right back to that. Okay. So update to the newest version. If you're having trouble updating, that means you are most likely trying to update through the program. Yes or no? Is it that you're trying to update, like you're in Silhouette Studio and you're going to the thing to like the section that says update? Are you trying to update through Silhouette Studio? So you're going to the website. You're going directly to Silhouette America's website and you're trying to update. What version are you trying? What version are you on and what version are you trying to update to? Hey Jane. Yes, I am. My cousin. I'm like, girl, asking me about a charger about an iPad. Girl, I'm a Samsung girl, okay? Oh, okay. So there were a lot of questions here. All right, my bad. I keep telling I forgot. I gotta come over here and look. Okay. Okay. So you were going through the program. That's what I said, because you said no before. So this is why. Never, ever, ever update through the program. Never update through the program. Okay. So let me see if I can. Now, see, it would have been nice to kind of have and be able to type that on the screen. But whenever you want to update, it is best that you go directly to Silhouette America's website. Okay. Your Cameo has nothing to do with the version that you are using. Oh, excuse me. All of the machines can, well, with the Cameo 3, it can work with all of the versions of Silhouette Studio. There is now a version 5. It will look totally, totally, totally different than what you see in version 4. Some have said version 5 has some glitches and things of that nature going on with it. Okay. So be very cautious with going to version 5, but also make sure that you back everything up in case you have to go back down to version 4. Also, if your computer does not have the proper memory, it can be kind of glitchy and kind of buggy. You don't always have to update to the newest version. The basic functionalities, they don't change. Version 5 is needed. Like if you have, I think the Cameo 5, no, because even with the Pro, it was working in 4.5. But like some of the machines, like you can't go too low. Like if you have a Cameo 4 Pro, you had to have like version 4.4, 4.5. Like you couldn't go to like the original like 4.3 and things like that. If you have a Cameo 5, you can't be on version 3 or version 4 point whatever if you have a Cameo 5. So that's the only people like that may have had to update. So like let's say you had a Cameo 3 and then you purchased a Cameo 5, but your Cameo 3 you were still operating on 4.3.370. Well, you would not be able to use your Cameo 5 on that. So you would need to update so that you can cut to the Cameo 3 and you can cut to the Cameo 5. But if your program is working and you are not experiencing any issues, I do not recommend that you update because there are no new changes to functionality when it comes to the version 5. They did not add any new features. They just moved things around. So if it's working, don't worry about it. Do not update. Now, if you are experiencing some issues with it, then you can update. And I recommend that you go straight to the website. Maybe not go to version 5 right away. You may want to go to like maybe one of the latest versions of version 4. In order for you to find out what version you are currently on in Silhouette Studio, you're going to go to Help, About, and it will tell you the exact version that you have. It'll say 4.3 point da 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 da, 4.4 dot da 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 da, 4.5 dot da 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 da. That's how you'll know exactly which version you are on. Okay? Yeah, see, like Jesse says he's still on version 4.1. You do not have to update to the most recent version. Okay, now let me go over here because, again, it's 13 comments and I did not know they were over here because it's not allowing me to show it public. Okay, so Shayla says, I would probably say screen printing for the price point to offer to my customers or a bigger heat press, okay? And I don't know how the order that these are in because, again, they playing on my top, okay? Hopefully I can see. Oh man, is it not gonna let me see? It's not letting me see all of the comments. It's only letting me see certain. Okay, let me go to my phone. Because that's not letting me, it's only letting me see a certain, it's not letting me like hit to see all. So let me go to my phone real quick so that I can see all of your questions. Because who these people is? Facebook playing on my top. Okay. So now I can, oh man, it's still not allowing me to see. I am not skipping over your questions, guys. It's only showing me a small amount of questions. And that's why this is one of the reasons why I don't go live straight to Facebook, because I can't scroll to see questions and comments. If you're watching over on Shakia Lavelle on Facebook, you can go either to 365 Creative Academy's Facebook page and watch it there because I can see your comments, or go over to one of the YouTube channels, Silaholics Anonymous, Honestly Speaking, or 365 Creative Academy, because I'm streaming to all of them. But it's only showing me a small portion of your questions. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it won't let me see all of the comments that you guys have made. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can. Have I pressed a clack fan yet? Absolutely not. I have no desire to do clack fans. So no, I have not pressed a clack fan, but it's no different. It's, if you've ever pressed a shirt, I have pressed, it's the same exact material as the polyester fans that I've worked with those. And I've also what else was that kind of material that I have? It was something, the fans that fold down. It's the same exact material. So I've pressed to those. It's no different. It's always still going to be 365, 30 seconds with Honestly Speaking paper. Now, if you're using a different paper, it should be the same as you pressing to a shirt, but I have no desire to do clack fans, none whatsoever. I would like to get into DTF, meaning you want to purchase a printer to actually print in-house for DTF. Do you find that you're doing a lot, or do you want to get into it, meaning you haven't even tried DTF transfers where you're ordering from someone else and you're pressing those? A 24-inch press. 24 inches really is, I mean, I have a 16 by 20. Well, what size press do you have on? Like a 15 by 15 now? So you want to get like a 16 by 20, 16 by 24. I don't find, it's harder to me to find a 16 by 24. you can get a 16 by 20. It's not that much of a difference. I mean, those 4 inches, I guess it could. For certain things, you wouldn't have to do double presses, but I purchased a single head embroidery machine 2 years ago, and I have not used it once. I don't know if I regret it though. Okay. One of my dream machines would be one of those big heat presses where you can press multiple shirts at once, or other, I'm guessing like larger items. Okay. I do have a question. How do you pick a font when doing titles on the back of a shirt? I feel like it's hard to pick one good font, especially when some names are longer, which makes those names a little smaller. It doesn't matter what font you choose. You're going to always have that issue. So if the names are longer, it's going to look different, because even if the names are shorter, you'll feel like, oh, should I make this bigger to take up more space? I did a set of cheer hoodies. It's a couple years ago, and there was like people's name that was just TY, like it was just Ty, and then there's longer names. You cannot avoid that, really. No matter what font it is, you're gonna have that issue. So don't really worry about necessarily like a font to try and make the letters look the same. My son's name is Makai Jeremiah. So when I was doing other fans, I can take someone's name and I can like just make it go across, right? I did plenty of fans. Makai Jeremiah, that is his first name. There was no, like, it would end up being really, really small. So what I ended up doing was making a little arch to his name so that it can be a little bit bigger. It's still smaller than the other ones. Like I have some that have this exact font to it as well, but just to make it a little bit smaller, I had to kind of just make it an arch to give it more space. If a name is long, if a name is short, it's going to be the same. You may want to avoid like really, really thick letters like collegiate. That is a really thick letter. So the more you have, yes, it will end up being smaller. Try using ones that are a little bit more narrow. If you want to do like a jersey, you have the jersey font. You have certain varsity fonts where they kind of look like the collegiate, but they're a little bit more narrow. So if your concern is, it being too small, avoid really, really thick, chunky fonts. Was there a Cameo 4? No, yeah, there's as I said, I have, this is the Cameo 4 back here. This is a Cameo 4. I thought we were being ignored. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the way that it is here, because I'm guessing Facebook changed something where when you go live, you can't change your audience. And sometimes I have to like take it off and put it back on because it'll go to private where it's only me. So it's only showing like to my people on my friends list. But for StreamYard, you can only see comments if they are public. But for some reason, they won't let me change my live to public anymore. So I have to keep this open and remember to go through your comments over here. Okay. So once you have it set to Business Edition, is there a way to make the program auto start in Basic Edition? Why would you want to start in Basic Edition would be my first question, versus having it go into Business Edition. And if you, I don't know, let me see. I will test it to see if what you can try and do. Well, I have stuff open. So when you go to help, if you go to view in and go to standard edition, put it there, right? Close it out and open it back up and see if it opens in the standard edition. You can see that way, but I've never tried that. But it'll be interesting to know, why is it you would want it to open up in the Basic Edition? This one actually did it. It's still kind of coming up. This is overnight and it's still kind of coming up. This is why my recommendation yesterday, the hack, now that's a hack and a tip. to put it under your heat press so it can fully cure. That is still, yeah, see, this was under, this has been a couple of days and this one doesn't peel, but that one is still peeling. Feeling lucky to catch you live again. Not able to see any comments on YouTube. Okay, wow, you can't see comments on YouTube. Make sure you're in the live chat portion of it. One of my dream machines would be one of those big. Oh, okay. So I did see over there. Press multiple shirts. She says makes sense. Okay. Let me go back to here. Okay. I know you said you don't change picture sizes according to shirt size, but what about a 4X or a 3X? So it depends on if I'm doing a large order or not, and if it's enough of them, right? So, I mean, 3X and 4X is a little bit different. I mean, you want that to kind of, it's a lot more space. If I'm doing a lot of shirts, if it's a really large order, it's better for me to just have the one hit print and they're just going to print out. If I am doing screen printing, they're going to get the same one. If I'm ordering screen print transfers, they're going to get the same exact print that everyone else got, because I would have to pay for a setup for a different screen. Okay. So just doing a few of them, no. Now, if I was doing just like the regular stores, if you were doing a large batch of 3 and 4X shirts, then yes, you want to make those a little bit bigger, and it would be the same size design for 3 to maybe 6X or whatever, like size. Like they may have the same size print. This is why a lot of times in stores, these are in separate sections. Like in the regular section, it might go from an extra small to maybe a 2X. And then you have like the big and tall, or what they call it. I think they call that in women's sections called something else. But like they'll have the bigger sizes, like starting from 2X or 3X up to like 5, 6 or whatever. And normally those designs are all, if you go and look at them, they're not going to be one size for 3X, one size for the 4X, one size design for the 5X. They're all going to have the same, but you're doing that in bulk. So if I was doing exclusively 3X to 5X or whatever, yes, those designs would be bigger than what I would put on a extra small to a 2X. If I'm doing only a 3X or 4X, of course, I size it for that particular size shirt. But if I'm doing a whole gang of shirts, like if I'm doing 100 shirts and only 2 of them are 3X, baby, they're getting the same size print. Oh, no one's commenting over there, Judy. That's why. Everybody that has commented from Facebook. No one has commented from, and right now I'm on 2 different YouTube channels. So actually some people have, I'm not sure which one you're watching on. So you're on the feed that's on Sillaholics Anonymous and 365 Creative Academy. So you might be the only person that's commenting on whatever YouTube channel you're on. Yes, I am reading comments from everywhere. I am reading comments from everywhere. Thank you for that. Yep, I just did that for an order. I did all 33 12 by 12, including the 2 4X shirts. Yeah, if I'm doing a large order and it's just a few of those, they're going to get the same size design. I even did youth shirts. So when MJ was playing football, I ordered screen print transfers from 613 Original, and they were all sized to like 11 or 11 and a half. I didn't go full 12 because I knew I would use them on the youth shirt. So it took up a lot of the front of the youth shirt, but you can still read it. And I use that from a youth small all the way up to an adult 2X because it was for the families and things of that nature. And I put that size on all of those shirts because I wasn't going to pay another $25 setup fee just for different sizes. If you are just hopping on, if you don't know how I'm label, you kind of just happened across this video, which is it'll be kind of amazing because I didn't really give this a title. If y'all notice, it's just a dot. I just wanted to kind of get on live, so it's just a dot up there. So if you happen to come across this video, someone shared it with you. I am Shakia Lavelle, also known as Shakia the Professor. I am the professor because I know a whole lot about a whole lot of, and I'm normally able to answer any question that you may have. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of testing. I go really like into detail about certain things. So I feel like I do these as like a way to answer your questions in between classes. So even those, it's a lot of students here, a lot of people here who are students of mine, even in my monthly programs where we meet regularly and they're in a subscription-based program. But I do these sessions in between those. So they'll come on, they'll ask questions as well. So I do it in between different classes. Also, for those who have never experienced a class with me, maybe you're just not able to take a class right now, I still would like to be able to help you with the expertise that I have garnered over 2 decades, almost 3 decades of information in the craft and creative space, the business space. Being an entrepreneur, if it's a side hustle, as a mom, as a dad, as just a parent, trying to juggle work and being creative, time management, all those different things people have asked me questions on. And I come on these live videos to answer your questions. So this is not where I'm like, okay, today we're going to learn. I do those sometimes, but I just like being available to answer your questions. So if you hear like you experience moments of silence, it's because I'm waiting for the next question. But you can fill that silence by going ahead and asking a question in the chat. No question is really off limits as long as it's not something that's going to take like an hour, like it becomes a full class for that. But any of like your basic questions, things like that, I can answer. And even if it's something that would require more, I can give you, the foundational piece and then invite you into one of our classes, or you can book a one-on-one session with us. You don't have to change to another platform, Judy. It's okay if you're just there. Thank you for the engagement on that platform. You can stay. It doesn't matter if you're the only person that's commenting. I see all of the comments here. So stay there and go ahead and just ask your questions. Okay, so there was one that I had to get back to, and now I don't remember which one. I said I was going to go back. Oh God, and I don't remember which question I said I was going to come back to. Oh, Shayla, is it that? Well, actually, I don't think I saw the answers to someone that said DTF. So is it? Well, let me refresh. I can't say that because y'all know it's tripping over here. Is it that you are already doing DTF transfers and you want to now print DTF in person, like in-house, or you have never used DTF at all, even transfers? Same thing for the person that said screen printing. Have you used screen print transfers, or you're just wanting to go straight into screen printing in-house? Yes, I have used them. If I could, I would consider doing it in-house to be able to offer a more affordable price to customers. When you have done screen print like when you've used the screen print transfers, what is your average order when you're ordering those? Uh-oh. Is it like 25 shirts? Is it 100 shirts? Are we talking single color? Is it, you want to be able to offer affordable prices because it is multiple colors, more than two colors? What is it like now for you when it comes to that? Please hold. Someone called wanting to know if we fixed heat presses, and like, no, but you can contact Florida Flex. I tried the hack they had for using for DTF using just a powder, but that's it. Okay, that's not the hack is not good in my opinion. And until you have experienced real DTF, so if you have not ordered a DTF transfer, and just to see how that is, where you have a large order and you are ordering the DTF transfers, I would try that out for a while. Whenever I do DTFs, I am ordering from a supplier. It's a lot of people that are doing it in even small towns. Take the time to research to see where you can find someone closer to you. They may not be directly in your city, and you can, it's like a 5-minute drive. They might be like the next town, the next county over. But doing some research, going into Google and doing like print shops and just calling around. Hey, do you do DTF? Where you located? What's your turnaround? Like, just get information and order DTF. The next time you have an order of 10, 15 shirts, order the DTF transfers from them, and then go ahead and press it so that you can get used to even just applying them. Getting a DTF printer and having that in-house. Yes, a lot of people were doing the conversions and they were doing the hacks, and they're setting up like the 8550s. There were some other ones that were six channel, like print heads, and people were setting those up. But they also have issues because the white ink is a really, really thick ink, and the print heads on standard printers were just not really meant for that. So having to agitate it and shake it up so it for not to settle. And even if you're printing all the time, that white head could, clog up, and it just kind of gets gunked up in there. The maintenance on the converted ones was a lot. Now there are a lot more companies that are selling DTF printers. DTF printers are all converted printers. They are all using an Epson print head, but the holes in it is like a little bit different. Some of them have added agitators to it. So DTF, it's not like they really created like a specific printer just for that. Most of them are the guts of certain Epson printers, and then these companies just change the outside of them, makes it easier to access the print heads. And even though it's like a print head, it's different. Like a print head in a 7720 is different than, even though it's a piezoelectric, is different than a print head in the larger ones. You're able to really change out the head of like certain colors and things of that nature in the bigger ones. And people will tell you that when you have a DTF printer, you have to keep multiple print heads on hand because they will get extremely clogged, and it's just not, sometimes it's not worth it to sit there and try and unclog those, and they'll just switch them out. And sometimes they literally go bad because of the amount of work that it takes to get that white ink to come through them. They are a lot of maintenance. If you convert it, it's even more maintenance, and you have to like constantly print. A lot of people had issues with the 8550 because once you have that air blockage, it's hard to clear that. There is no really pushing the air through the line and having it like really flow again. Some people spend a lot of money on those 8550s for them to basically be paperweight. So be mindful of that. But there are a lot of companies now that are selling printers that they are marketed as DTF printers. So they have made the necessary modifications to have them where they're going to work more efficiently, and you're going to have less maintenance issues. So you can look into that. They are a couple tens of thousands of dollars, even for the smaller ones. And then just the process of how you're going to add the powder to it. If you are someone that's not going to do a whole lot of shirts and like a shirt here and there, you can do it where you're going to print it out, you're going to powder it yourself, and then you have to think about how you're going to cure that. Some who are not, doing a whole lot of, they will either use their heat press and just hover it over it. If you have a clamshell, and it's not the one where you can hover the top, you have to like jerry rig it up so that you can hold your heat press over it to cure that ink. Then some people will get, they'll put it inside of their convection ovens. If it's like a smaller print, they'll put it in their convection ovens. Some people have the converted 8550, but they will purchase the drying unit that will allow you to put a 13 by 19 sheet in it. Then you have some that will get the infrared dryers, a small one, a large one, or whatever, because you have to let it cure. So it's not a matter of just getting the machine. But if you're someone where you're like, okay, I know that I'm doing a lot of shirts and this will be something that replaces a lot of the other methods, then you're going to want to get the one where you can attach the shaker and the dryer. Like that's a separate piece. You can always like start off where you're going to manually add the adhesion powder and cure it. And then, of course, you can always just add on the shaker and drying unit. So there's a lot to it. I would recommend, since you have never used actual DTF transfers, that you order actual DTF transfers just to see like the process of pressing it. You want to see the feel, because I've had some people who they don't like the feel of DTF because they feel like it's only slightly better than doing printable transfers and things of that nature. Not all of them are created equal. Some people put way too much white on the back. Some people don't put enough white. With the adhesion powder, it can be a little bit thick. If theirs is like kind of clunky, and people don't like the feel of it. Not everyone is a fan of DTF. So make sure that you even like that process before you go out and buy an actual printer and purchase some actual DTF transfers. Jiffy Shirt does offer them if you're looking for like a national like type company where you can just order online if you're not wanting to look for someone local. I personally use 3 local vendors. I do not order. Some people always ask, oh, where are you getting your DTF prints from? My people are local. Now they probably will ship, but I'm not like the other ones where they're going off and they're rattling off all these companies to order from. I have never ordered from Jiffy or I think like, was it Super Color? I think they have DTF. I use I Love It Customs, Florida Flexible, and Urban Ink, and they are all local to me in the South Florida area. So I'm not able to give you like, I can tell you names of companies, but I cannot say that I've ordered from them. So if you get it and it's a bad batch, it's like, oh my God, this is horrible. I just gave you a name because you wanted to order online. I shop local, so where if I do have an issue, it's easier to get that fixed and get it in my hand faster compared to ordering it online. I have to wait for it to get to me if I get it and they didn't do a good quality check, because sometimes the adhesion powder doesn't really get on, like the white may have dried too fast. There's no adhesion powder. It's not going to stick to the shirt. Well, if I really needed that, now I have to have you reprint them, and what if I'm on a time crunch? So I personally prefer local. Let's see. Before DTF, it was like 50 or more, and it varied on colors. It's been a minute since I've used them. So with screen printing, you have to remember, if you are doing multiple colors, you are also going to have to do multiple screens. Are you well versed in Illustrator and Photoshop to be able to separate colors and line them up? So you have to make sure when you are designing the way that they're set up and having your registration areas, so that when you pull the next color over, it's all in line. You have to make sure that you understand like your off contact. Like, it's a lot. Having a screen printing press is just one component of it. You also will need to have a station where you can apply your emulsion, and then you have to keep that in a dark area. You're also going to need to be able to expose it. So whether you purchase an exposure unit, or you're going to do the old school way where you would print out on a transparency film, you want to print that out. You will need a laser printer, not your inkjet printer. You will need a laser printer. You're going to print onto that clear film. You're going to place it, and then you're going to put a light on it to expose it. And once it's exposed, then you have to have a wash station with a pressure washer so that you can push out that emulsion so that the design shows in that area if you don't have an exposure unit. And then once you do that, you'll have to line them up. You'll have to do a couple test prints. You'll have your registration mark, and you want to cover that up, and then you can go from there. The more colors you have, the longer this process is. So it's not like a just kind of print, like with a regular printer. You can get full color. It's called simulated process, in order to get like a full color, full graphic, have people's faces and stuff like that. But it is a process, and you have to have at least 5. You have to have like your base white. Some people have a flash white. You have to have like then your CMYK, but you can also do it like in other colors. So it's a process for that. Like, it's a learning curve. So if you're not going to really dedicate to doing like and seeking clientele that's going to make that worthwhile, like you're like, okay, I know I'm doing sublimation, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's just me. I want to get this machine. Hopefully you're in a position where you can actually justify that cost, because there's a lot of equipment that you would have to get for screen printing. I recommend Screen Print Transfers, 613 Originals, FM Expressions, Super Color, TKO Sales, Howard's. It's quite a few of them. And a lot of them have the 15-cent, 20-cent transfer, but they also have like gang sheets, and you can get single images in single color, 2 color, 3 color, or full color. Let them do the heavy lifting. You are able to press that for 7 seconds. You're still going to be able to provide a really great price to your clients, but you have to wait. You have to, of course, order it, wait for it to be shipped to you. It's going to still be more cost effective than DTF. A lot of people gravitate to DTF, but if you're doing a large number of them, it is better to go screen printing than it is DTF. I'm going to tell you that it's better, and they're going to be cut down for you. You don't have to have this large roll that you now need to cut down. Okay, yeah, I got electric scissors. Who cares? It's still, you got to go and cut all that down. When you're ordering those screen print transfers, they are going to come cut down for you. You're going to have your shirt set up. You're going to grab one, put it on there, press it for 7 seconds, take that off, and you can put it to the side. You don't even really have to do a second press like you do when it comes to DTF to like heat seal that and put the T-seal and all that stuff. You're going to press that for 7 seconds. You're going to put that thing off to the side, or 10 seconds, take that paper off and put it all to the side, and you're technically done. Now, you can press it again if you want to, but do you have to? Absolutely not. I recommend getting screen print transfers and trying it out at least once or twice if you've never done screen print transfers before. Oh, my son gave 200, wait, sorry, 2,500, 2,500 for 2 print heads last year for DTF. Those print heads are expensive. So be like, make sure your budget can handle that, and you have a contingency fund or a maintenance fund if you're going to do DTF. Do you prefer DTF for darker fabrics over sublimating over glitter vinyl? White vinyl is Caesar, the vinyl you use. Yes, my primary HTV is Caesar. I do get some other ones. I get them from like Fortiflex. They are a non-name brand one, but Caesar is my vinyl of choice. If I'm doing a lot of shirts, I will go, of course, the DTF route. If it's just one or two, of course, I don't have a DTF printer in-house. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to sublimate to either, I will kind of do glitter HTV, but I also have an eco solvent printer. So I can just do a printed vinyl transfer as well. I also still do Jet Pro 3G. I'm not that person that was like, oh, DTF came on the map. Jet Pro 3G is dead. I will use a printed transfer from my Epson printer, and print on Jet Pro 3G for darker shirts. For me, one method is not better than the other. They all serve a specific purpose. And there is a time and place for me to use each one of those. I can't always say, oh, because it's a dark shirt, I'm going to use sublimation over glitter, because not everybody wants glitter. I do a lot of shirts for men, and some don't mind because they don't see that as being something girly. I've done rhinestone shirts for men. Hell, my son just wanted rhinestones all over his prom jacket. So I'm not that person that feels like glitter is just for men, just for women, or rhinestone. They can't, because they like bling too. But it's based off of the look and the feel that someone wants. So it's not like I'm going to choose that to avoid doing sublimation over glitter. That's something that they may want. I really, really miss, what's the name of that company? Oh God. I can't think of the name of the company, but they no longer service the US, and they had a satin and a flock sublimation HTV. Love it, love, 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 love it. I'm like, oh my God. I hate the fact that they are no longer in business in the US, because those were some of my favorite Econo. That was some of my favorite sublimation vinyls. They're satin and they're flock, and you can't get those anymore. And that's what I would do. I would use that when I wanted a design like for a cotton shirt or a colored shirt. So, but yeah, it's not a preference just for darker shirts. It's a preference based on the look that I'm going for. Correct. If you're doing the hack, you do not have white ink. Correct. Oh yeah, I will never do that again though. I won't do that again. Oh, for you guys over here, she says, I really miss your 30 days of crafting for your business anniversary. I can't remember what you called it, but I enjoyed those videos. It was the Silaholics Anonymous, like I made it like it was like the awareness month type deal. Like, you have like breast cancer awareness. So it was like kind of like that. I mean, it was. And I mean, I know some people liked it, but I'm in this for business. And while you guys got something out of it, it didn't really do what I expected it to do to help our business. So that's why I said I will never do that again, because it's not beneficial to me at all. Well, I'm going to say at all. It's not as beneficial as it should be, with me giving 30 days of that type of content. It just, yeah. My lips are dry. I don't know what's wrong. My chair, I gotta fix it. The hydraulics on my chair keeps messing up. I keep slipping. When you design for DTF, do you put a white background behind it? No, you don't. So what happens for DTF, you just design it regular because on your screen, it's solid colors. So you don't need to put a white behind it. What happens is you send them your design, and where you want white at, it needs to, of course, be white. You can't have that be transparent. The rest of it needs to be transparent because they're going to take your design and open it up in Photoshop, and then they will hit Control and tap, and that's going to create an outline around your design. When they do that, they will then make that a color channel. And when they go into their RIP software, that channel is like saved, and in the RIP software, it knows to print that channel just from the white print heads. And then the rest of it is, it prints it from the regular like print heads. So that is how the white gets on the back. You don't do that. They will put it in on their end, which is why you can't really do translucent areas or like areas where it fades, because it's not like DTG. When you do DTG, it prints the white exactly like the print. So only where there is color, or if it's like lighter areas or whatever, it's going to print that white out that exact same way. And then it will print the color on top. So when you're doing like DTG, which is direct to garment, you don't get these white hazes and you don't get this solid white in the back. Like, let's say you have something that's like a cloud or something like a watercolor. It still looks like the watercolor. You still see the shirt through those areas. Well, DTF is not like that because it's going to print solid white wherever the system picks up colored pixels. Now you can do the one where some people I don't know why people call it rasterizing, because that's not it. You basically do halftone and you're putting like really small dots, like circles throughout the whole thing. So because you have those halftones, no color is kind of picking up in that area. And it's a little bit better to not get like the white haze around it, to not have like watercolor or like faded areas end up being very, very solid. When you have shadows, shadows don't print like shadows. It prints and it looks all muddy and weird. So there is a certain process that you can do to add like a halftone effect to it. And that's going to make your prints a little bit better. And it also makes it a little bit softer. But if you're like right up on it, you can see all of the little pinholes. That's a new technique that people have been using when it comes to DTF. It's a technique that has been used for white toner since, for forever. But people are just now starting to implement that in the DTF space as well. But you don't add the back, they do. I learned that the hard way, and I really hate that. That's because I kept trying to tell y'all this. I don't know why folks, it's okay. You've had to find the hard way. You'll never make that mistake again. But I was telling y'all that from the beginning. But everybody won't listen to me because, I wasn't the person, saying, do DTF. Everybody just hopped on it. Anybody that was telling you to go DTF, the person that was saying, okay, you need to be mindful of this, y'all ain't want to listen to me. Y'all ain't want to listen to me. What's the technique? It's putting like a halftone effect or overlay on it. Some people call it rasterizing, but that's not rasterizing. It's halftone. Some people who are new to this, they've been using the wrong terms, and I'm just like, that is not rasterizing. It's halftone. All right. Are there no questions from the Honestly Speaking YouTube channel? If not, I will go ahead and end that live because it seems like the majority of you guys are either on the 365 Creative Academy YouTube, the Sillaholics Anonymous YouTube, and 365 Creative Academy Facebook page. Are there any questions over on the Honestly Speaking YouTube channel? Have you guys given this video a thumbs up? If not, please make sure that you do. If you're watching over on Facebook, give the video a like or a heart, tag a friend, hit the share button. Even if you just hit the copy link, that helps push the algorithm. You may be on and you're just kind of soaking in and you're just like maybe listen to us as background noise. You're working on something and you don't have a question, but there's probably someone who has a question and they have been wanting help, but they need you to help this video be pushed more on Facebook, on YouTube, so they can find it and they can get help today. Don't be selfish. Help your fellow creatives. Find this video by giving it a like, dropping a comment, just saying hello. That's an algorithm booster, tagging a friend, or sharing it out, okay? Don't be selfish. Going once, going twice for Honestly Speaking. If you have a question, say wait for me. If not, we're going to end that live stream. Yes, it is. I only do the general Q&As on here or talk shit. I just haven't been in the mood. Like I told y'all, like I'll come on here, I'm gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't care because I tried to give y'all the opportunity to ask questions. I just haven't been in the mood to kind of do those live videos, and yeah, I just haven't. I love this, and I hate the fact that this don't hit like it used to, but I really love this. I didn't want to be the person that just kind of comes on here just to talk crap and people are only coming for gossip or for foolishness. I like being a platform that is educational and it's helpful. And although I got the views, I got some money from, just doing these random videos. I'm not doing this just to make money from it. I mean, the money's good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't do this just to make money. Like, this is what I enjoy doing. And I want to kind of stay on brand. And yeah, so I kind of stopped that. But all right. See you later. Honestly Speaking YouTube. Peace.